It's Kilowatt 8 Echo Papa Sierra.
Echo Papa Sierra. Roger, what's the name?
The name is Eric. I'm located near Columbus, Ohio. And you helped me set up my Kenwood 890 before, and I wanted your opinion of my headset, because I'd like to wear that when I do contesting.
Roger, Roger. Eric, what radio is that you're running, sir?
It's a Kenwood TS890.
Roger that. Okay, so that's a headset you're wearing now, Roger?
That is correct. I've never run it straight in before. I always had an outboard box, and I just like to simplify my life, and I set up my EQ to match what you and I did with the Heil desk mic as far as the response. So this is a Sennheiser, and I'm not real happy with the dynamic microphone, but I tried to work around it with the equalizer.
Yes, sir. So what is your current inboard mic level control reading?
Because this mic is fairly numb, I'm up to 68.
Okay, I want you to go to 78, 78, and let me hear it.
There is 78.
Oh, gosh, we got a lost child with a tone generator. Sir, this is a frequency that's in use. Please. Okay, so tell me about your antenna system there, Eric, for about 10 seconds at 78 on your microphone.
All right, we are at 78. The antenna is a DX Commander quarter wave vertical, and it does a pretty good job for me. I seem to be able to get omnidirectional coverage. I pick up noise, but I don't really have a big enough backyard to string a large dipole antenna, so we're making the best of it with the vertical quarter wave.
Roger, Roger. Well, we have some poor inconsiderate idiot that is doing deliberate QRM with tones, but we shall overcome, as some wise person once said. So, Eric, what I'm trying to do is quickly get you ballistically, well, your curve sounds very good. So I'm thinking maybe we'll just jump to, on in there and do it. But I think probably, we should drop back and just do our sequence like normal. So I want you to be sure that your transmitter, I guess we have done that it's in that wide 100 to 2900 transmit band width, Roger?
That's a Roger.
Okay, so, and then we're running that processor at a 3, is that a Roger?
That is a Roger.
Okay, so then we're to your ALC. So what we need to do, anytime you change mics, you make mic adjustments to the chain, you want to double check your mod level to be sure you're still at the proper level, because, things have a way of changing. Not all mics are the same, so you want to be consistent in your modulation level. And the best way to do that is, as you say the word audio, adjust your mic level control until your ALC meter is running 7 or 2/3. That's the sweet spot for the ALC meter, 7 or 2/3. As you say the word audio, you become a human test tone generator, audio, and adjust your mic level till 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter.
Roger, I thought I was pretty close on that when I had the mic level at 68, but we're going to roll it again at 78 and see how we do. Audio. That's a little warm. Audio. That seems better right there at 76.
Okay, but think about what you're doing now. You're really stressing that word a lot harder than you would say a word in a QSO. So, the harder the word you're saying, the more level you're going to have. So, as we said before, don't stress the word, just say the word as you would say any other word in a QSO. Roger?
Roger, we'll do that while we're talking. I pushed it. Audio. That's about 2/3.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you're running comfortably at that 2/3 on your ALC meter, Roger.
That is correct. That is at a level of 78.
Yes, sir. I would run it just like that. You're about 3 dB dynamic range, which is ideal, and that means that your average percent of peak modulation is around 80 to 85%, Roger.
Roger. Yep, I just needed your expertise when I switched over to this, because it just seemed like this dynamic microphone was nowhere near the sensitivity of the Heil desk mic, and I'm having to push some things harder to get the same results.
Yes, sir. You're correct, and probably that headset would be available in Electret microphone design. If you can, if your radio will support Electret microphone, that's what I would do, because on any given day, Electret microphone is much better, I think, in the articulation top end in the audio spectrum than a dynamic. Roger.
Yes, sir. I had a couple of conversations with you about Electret, and I found in my collection a Radio Shack Electret element. Gosh, it's got to be 30 years old, brand new in the pack. So I have built a microphone that I will be putting on the air here in the next couple of weeks, and I will be calling you at that time and get your impression of how it sounds. I even noticed that it came with a little crisper, a little rubber front end on that made a little cup, and I just kind of smiled when you had described the crisper to me, and I saw that the package had one in it. So I included it in that microphone body, and I'm just about ready to finish wiring the connector. And when I do, because the Kenwood does have 8 volts to power it, I will be calling you to see what your take is on that one.
Roger. Now, I would use a metal tube. I don't want to tell you how to build this thing, but metal is always, I think, better in RF fields than plastic as far as avoiding any possible problems. So I would usually use like a metal tube about 6 inches long or 8 inches, or whatever, and then I would mount this Electret element right in the middle of the one end there, and hopefully that crisper protrudes out from the element around about 1/4 of an inch. I think is about the best. You can tune it, but I think 1/4 of an inch is a nice place to start. And let's see, and then very important, a foam windscreen over the tube front that has the element, and then you can use a tie wrap or something to tie wrap the foam windscreen, because to me a foam windscreen and an element there, condenser element, go together. You can't hardly have an Electret microphone without a foam windscreen, I think. Roger?
I agree with you. Yeah, what I did, Jim, I went to Amazon, bought a $7 dynamic microphone that looks like a Shure 58, kind of a studio mic, and I used the body and took out the dynamic element. It's got a chrome round head like a Shure 58, and I've got the foam cover for it. But what I'll do is I'll take that rubber crisper that it came with, and I will convert that over to a metal one that's about 1/4 of an inch outside the element. And when I call you, we'll see how it sounds.
Roger. I don't think there would be much difference between. I've never used a metallic crisper on those Electret microphones. It's always been that phono. Jack shield rubber piece that I would use a razor blade and usually chop off the strain relief, depending. But the strain relief is kind of nice if you use that sleeve. It's it can give you some strain relief off of your Electret element connection, which is always nice, and you can lose that back into the body of the microphone. And let's see here, but you were talking about that grill. Sometimes simplicity is better than all the king's men there. I've had a kind of a falling out a little bit with grill pieces in front of microphones, and that I will take suspend the Electret microphone in the middle of the mounting object, whatever it is, and then and I usually use something like Gorilla Tape or something that I can move, get that mic right there, and it isolates it from the body of the microphone, which is very important, because if you touch the microphone, you don't want a bunch of noise happening there, and from the coupling of the vibrations and all that stuff. So, but that's what I use, and it's fairly open in the front, and then I use that foam windscreen to go over the whole thing and tie wrap it, and you never know that that's open like that. Roger?
Roger, Jim. I know what you're saying, because you and I had a couple of conversations about this, and I thought that rubber, I'll call it the crisper, was there for that isolation of that Radio Shack element. It looked like it would do a very good job of isolating it from anything on the body, and it stuck out about 1/4 of an inch. It's kind of a medium hard rubber. And I thought, well, this looks like the crisper effect that Jim was always describing. Over.
Roger. Yeah, but I found that that Gorilla Tape is just so beautiful to hold that element. We're also talking about, I'm primarily using phono connectors there with that, and I can just put that Gorilla Tape along the side and just sink it back into the thing, and it's going to be good for 20 years, and what the heck. But it isolates very well the element from the mic itself. Roger?
Roger. Yeah, I'll revisit that. I'll take a look at that structurally inside and see if there's some better ways for me to get that thing on the air. But I just thought that it would be fun building a mic after you and I had a couple of conversations about what it takes with an Electret, and come on the air and have you help me get that set up, because I'm used to setting up dynamics now with your help. But the Electrets are a little different, like you said, in the articulation on the top end, and I would want you to help me get that thing cleaned up.
Roger, yeah, I would come in flat. With Electret mic, because they're pretty much, should be pretty much close to go from the word go. So I would go flat, and then if you're running that crisper, you're going to have a rising curve up around 6 kc or so. So that's just beautiful. Should be just beautiful. And so I'd love to hear it when you get it there, Roger.
Don't worry, because you were involved in the genesis of my project. I was going to be very happy someday to get that on the air and have a critique of it. And as always, I appreciate all of your guidance and help. I've learned a lot, and I like the new adventure of an Electret when I get there. So I'm always looking for something to keep my little engineering brain happy.
Yes, sir. Well, I enjoyed, I've probably made about 50, 60 mics along the way. Mainly, most all of them were Electret, and I really enjoyed it. And like I say, found out just almost immediately how much more top end that the Electret mic had, as far as being able to walk through the door, and somebody listening to me and saying, "Hey, you just walked through the door," and I just switched Electret microphone. So there you go. And I think you're sounding really good right now, Roger. If you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do that call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3600, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
I look forward to that, Jim. As always, I've listened several times as we've talked over the last year or so, and I always enjoy hearing myself, and to that extent, hearing the subtleties that we've picked up by making some small changes. So I'll say 73. You've got enough time for another person on there. I always appreciate your help, and you'll be hearing from me in the near future with an Electret microphone. This is Kilowatt 8, Echo Papa Sierra, Claire.
Roger, ERIC-K8EPS, sir. You have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend, and join us next Friday. Well, I'm sure your project won't be completed by then, but we can talk about it some more or see what's happening. So, ERIC-K8EPS, sir. Catch you later. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.